Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the High School Star League League of Legends 2016 Spring Playoffs. We are at Temple City High School versus University High School in our losers bracket final. So the winner of this moves on to face off against Hazen High School in the grand finals. I'm Brian Custodian here with Seamus Anderson. How's it going today, man?
It's going pretty good, Crusader Kitten. I gotta say that was a pretty good intro. I'm excited to see these teams compete. Obviously, Temple City is a team that has had a storied history. They were at the finals last year in the grand finals when they unfortunately went down to Wooten. And University High School were very active over the past few semesters. I think they won in the winter, I want to say, or came very close.
Yeah, winning championships.
Yeah, there you go. So two of the best high school teams I would really say we've seen throughout the history of the high school leagues, and just seeing them go head to head here, I'm really excited. I'm hoping we have a really nice long 5-game series.
Yep, so already have picks and bans underway. Bard, Thresh, and Jin taken off the board. Temple City don't want to see those in the hands of University. On the other side, Gangplank, Anivia, and Twitch banned out by University High School.
Yep, so obviously the Mage patch a few patches ago has sort of upset the meta as far as what we've seen in League of Legends. Mages are very strong. That's why you see something like Anivia banned away. We're probably going to see those. Captain Nuke with the insta-lock. Irelia here is not surprising considering he is a monster carry for Temple City. Something else, though, Brian, that I do want to point out is that Zud has played a ton of Ziggs even before he was slightly changed. So that's something that we could expect as far as pocket picks are concerned. But on the other side, University High School picking up a Rek'Sai for Exceltrix is definitely a solid choice. As Exceltrix is one of their highest ranked players, makes plays consistently, and Rek'Sai is definitely one of the strongest jungle champions in the metagame.
Yeah, it's interesting to see University High School all the way in the losers bracket finals. They actually got bumped down to the losers bracket in the first round of our top 4 here, and they faced a 0-2 loss against Hazen High School, and that was probably most in part from a lot of subs that they had going on, because they had a few team members on vacation, so had a few players sub in and weren't looking good there. But now just one best of 5 away from making it back to the grand finals to face off against Hazen again.
Yeah, so obviously the high school year and our playoff season extended a little bit into summer, which meant that players went on vacation, which means that we couldn't have the games done. So we're actually beginning the school year once again, Crusader Kitten, and finally finishing up these last few matches. So look at that. Z-Motions with Ashe, and then Zud going to be playing the Malzahar. Probably one of the biggest champions as far as the reworks that were recently done is concerned. Has multiple Voidlings now. His ultimate now has the effect of his E and his AoE health % damage, so that's very strong. And Kips and Tactical Bacons with these hover overs. So Vel'Koz here. Ooh, he's actually going to lock it in. Really interesting choice. I mean, I was mentioning the mages before, Brian, and in this particular matchup, I want to say the Vel'Koz has more poke in the early stages, but on the other hand, it's not as if the Malzahar is weak. He has his own protection with his passive, and in the late game, Malzahar is going to be pretty threatening.
Yeah, so with that Malzahar, we do have the lock-in for the Ashe here for Buttshot, one of the newer members of Temple City, and Temple City also just recently got bumped down to the losers bracket by Hazen High School in the what would you call it, like the winners bracket, finals. Yeah, winners bracket finals got bumped down in a 2-0 loss. So Hazen High School so far undefeated in our top 4, and Temple City and University going to be seeing who gets to go and have another try at Hazen. Gragas going to get locked in here for Z-Motions. Looks like a Karma pick for Sketch.
Yeah, it's exactly like you said. Who gets another crack at Hazen? Hazen took both of these teams out and is definitely the titan in the league as of right now. So both of these teams are going to be itching to get a chance back. The lock-in's there for Temple City, so we see their team composition, and that's kind of the metagame that we've seen, is the top laners can definitely carry with the champions that are currently available. Mid lane is strong on a mage and a lot of utility from the bot lane, but I actually think that plays pretty well into what Temple City wants. But on the other hand, it plays pretty well into University High School as well. They have Sivir to provide a huge amount of AoE utility, and their team fighting is going to be just as strong as Temple City's, if not a little bit stronger.
Yep. Snar was locked in here, so all teams locked in and loaded here for Temple City versus University. Seamus, what are we looking at the overall team comps here?
Well, as I mentioned before, team composition-wise, I think Captain Nuke is probably going to want to continue split pushing on Aurelia. I would imagine that in most situations against Gnar, at early levels it can be hard, but Aurelia is pretty strong in the sort of mid stage of the game. On the other hand, I don't really know who to call it for here, because both of these team compositions are really well balanced. They have a couple of clear strengths and weaknesses. University is going to have a lot more AoE. They're going to have a lot sort of better crowd control and different avenues to initiate from. Whereas for Temple City, they're probably looking for either the Ash Arrow or the Gragas, either Cask or Body Slam. That being said, though, Zud can still engage. Captain Nuke can maybe engage. Sketch is going to provide the speed boost for his teams. I would say these teams are probably evenly matched just based off the top alone.
Yeah, very diverse team comp here for both sides, as you were saying. Definitely lots of utility, lots of pick potential here, and a lot of bursts coming out, especially from these two mid laners. So we're going to see how these two teams square off when we get on into the Rift, and that will be after a very quick break. So guys, we're watching the High School Star League 2016 Spring Playoffs. We'll be right back with game number 1 of Temple City versus University High School. Don't go anywhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're in and on to the rift for game number 1 of Temple City High School versus University High School. You're watching the High School Star League, League of Legends 2016 Spring Playoffs. It's a best of 5 here, and we're in for game number 1.
Oh no!
And we're into a pause. There you
go. Well, a pause probably gonna either calm the nerves or maybe wind these guys up a little bit more. What kind of a player would you be, Crusader Kitten, if you were in this situation? Are you the kind of guy who, if a pause were to happen, you get upset, or are you just like, oh man, now I gotta take a 3-minute break to relax? It's cool.
Well, I think the real question is, what do these players experience here? I mean, Temple City, they've been to the High School Star League Grand Finals before. It was huge delays. It was longer than just one pause.
Yeah.
As longer than just one pause, for like 3 minutes. We had like a match delayed for a very long time. Bad memories there. But anyway, I mean, obviously they're probably used to this now, but they are playing from the comfort of their own homes. So, probably can get a little bit more comfortable here, not at, the venue where we're having all the issues and just having the live audience there as well and us casters talking.
Yeah, you could also go the full Ryu route for H2K and the EU LCS when they had a few production issues that you went to sleep. I'm not actually sure if that happened, and I think if you fell asleep and a game were to start, your teammates would be a little bit upset. But
that would be concerning here.
That'd be pretty funny, actually. That would be that kind of a legendary moment that you never ever get to live down.
Man, well, University High School have yet to be to the actual grand finals. They did, of course, make it to the winter finals and did go down to Hazen High School. I believe it was 3-2. So, and both of these teams have experienced the best of 5s in the High School Star League before. This, of course, is one of the rare best of 5 matches that we've had. The other matches up to this were all best of 3s. But I mean, it was double elimination, so I didn't want to make it too long. But with this being the last elimination game and the last match for either of these teams to get to the grand finals, we're going to see a best of 5 here, and these teams are going to have quite a few chances to get those victories in.
Yep, but that first match, of course, is so important. That first blood, that killing blow that comes with the advantage and momentum you can try and build up from just having a strong early start. And then we do see Kips disconnecting. Hopefully he reconnects pretty shortly, and we can get into this.
Well, to start things off here, we do have the standard best of 5 line of scrimmages here for these two teams.
Best of 5 is wrong discussion.
All 5 members of each team spread out across the map here, so not going to be seeing any early action from these two teams. Probably smart, just want to feel each other out to begin with here. And do you know some of these people by reputation? Captain Nuke, have to watch out for him. He is playing the Aurelia here, although he is up against the Gnar. How does that matchup play out, Seamus?
So we're casters. We're not supposed to be biased, right? But Captain Nuke was one of the first hardest carries I saw in the High School Star League, and since then I've been a small bit of a fanboy. But then again, the Cookie is also one of my favorite top laners. I really don't know who to go for right now.
Yeah. Well, it also depends on which way the jungler is going to sway here. I mean, you can have a lot of impact, of course, in that top lane being such an isolated lane there. And we've seen it.
Well, I was just going to say that I don't think that Z-Motions is bad, but I think that Exceltrix has more experience than him.
Mm-hmm.
So going on like you said, the jungle matchup can swing any of the solo lanes or even the bottom lane in whoever's favor. I think that might be an edge that University High School has.
Yeah, we've seen Z-Motions kind of go both ways here. He's gone and camped top lane to help Captain Nuke get a lead. We've also seen him just completely ignore top lane and just let Captain Nuke do his own thing up in there. So we're going to see how this one plays out here. It'll be interesting to see. He is on the Gragas here, Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai versus Gragas. Pretty good early pressure from both of these junglers.
Yeah, the early jungle pressure from either of these guys, if they want to go for it, is going to be pretty strong. Obviously, Rek'Sai has her Unburrow. Gragas has the Body Slam. That's mobility they have. There is crowd control they have at early levels. And for Gragas, he gets more crowd control and more utility when he gets level 6. And for Rek'Sai, she gets more mobility when she gets her ultimate. But considering how strong they are, before they get their ults, we could very likely see some early game pressure. So due to recent patch changes, we are probably going to see 2v2s. I mean, it's just not economically feasible for these teams to go for any sort of lane swaps unless they are on the cutting edge of the metagame. But like you said, we have the 5-man line of scrimmage. And it's probably just going to be a standard jungle start for both sides.
Yeah, that's definitely what we're going to be seeing here. So, actually, no, yeah, we're going to be seeing some, just the standard starts. I was looking over the minimap. Z motions might have been going somewhere interesting, but just going to get those wards down, of course. So, potentially going to be seeing Buttshot and Sketch start off on these Krugs here.
Yep. Buttshot, probably one of the most mature named players in the High School Star League. I'm still surprised by that got by the admins, to be completely honest, Crusader Kitten. But look at that. Zed is just going with his Malefic Visions just for a little bit of harass.
Yeah. So we did see both of these bot laners, dual laners, start with the Gromp and the Krugs for either of them here. So do you have that bit of extra experience advantage coming in, but not really an advantage since both of them got the camps.
Yeah, the junglers were not mirrored. They were on the same sides, so they're going to be following each other, basically.
Krug's not finished. Buttshot and Sketch didn't finish the Krugs, yeah.
Might have been just the smaller one. That's something I've seen. You take it very, very quickly. It gets you to the lane and you don't miss any of the minions. I doubt it was the larger one. They left the smaller one. That just doesn't make sense to leave it there. But since we highlighted it before, the jungle routes that these guys are taking, they're the exact same right now. But it looks like Exceltrix might want to go for an earlier gank. He has red buff.
Zed is fairly pushed up as well, so Praise Seeker gonna come through. Can't quite land, and Zed should just be able to walk himself away from that one, but it is gonna be forced out of lane early.
Now here's the interesting thing. Does Z Motions come around and Zed try to bait another gank?
Exceltrix is still here, and he might not give enough time for Z Motions to come through. Flash out by Zed already there. It is looking to put some damage back, but Exceltrix wanting to be very, very active so far.
Well, that's a big mistake by Zud. He knew the Rek'Sai was there, and considering his jungler was so close too, I wonder if that was more miscommunication than an actual mistake. But Zud definitely not respecting the fact that Rek'Sai was nearby. In that kind of a situation, you do not want to give up your summoner spell early, especially if you have just seen the enemy jungler.
Yeah, I mean, he does have the ghost still, so it has his other form of escape there, but definitely losing that flash early. Gonna make him susceptible to even more ganks here.
One thing, depending on where the camera goes, if we can check it out, is the... Oh, what the? Exceltrix. Is it gonna be okay? I don't think so.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
He has to run away from that Gromp there.
Oh, jeez, that was close.
And now middle lane, the gank is gonna be coming through. Z Motions gets advantage here, and Kips has to flash away himself, so all the action in mid so far.
And that was good by Kips to get away, but also a very good gank by Z Motions, and he does get that summoner. So they equal up the flashes. Now Zuds is going to be up a little bit earlier. Whoa!
Wow, first one, and almost a double kill there. Kips, though.
What?
Z Motions getting a little bit too close, maybe, and Zud going down to the turret.
Directed camera, please. What just happened? They must have tried to dive. You see Z Motions use his flash, but unable to pick up the kill, and then Kips got not only the kill, but also the red buff. The red buff gives you health back. It's not just the buff anymore. And as a result, Kips was able to stay alive. The execute onto Zud, though, meant that he only got one kill, but still, he's going to have so much pressure as Vel'Koz into Malzahar in this lane now.
Not a good look there to start things off for Temple City.
Not at all.
So we can say they recover from that. So far, their top and bottom lane, Buttshot and Captain Egg, both have a slight advantage in terms of CS. You're actually Captain Egg's looking more sizable and doing some damage to the Cookie as well.
Yeah, and I think the Cookie might just not have much experience in this matchup, and I think Nard typically doesn't do poorly against Aurelia, but that's also just the class of Captain Nuke. The fact that he's this far ahead in farm, he's nearly at level 6. He could go for a dive potentially if the Cookie isn't going to get his Narbar up, but I think he's probably just going to play this safely because Brian, he already has the CS lead. You don't need to try and throw for the kill if you have such a strong minion advantage.
Yeah, for sure. So he is going to be returning to base here. The Cookie has already gone back to base once, and he actually picked up in the second Doran's item. Which is an interesting start here for the Gnar, but Captain Nuke was deciding on items, decides to go for the Phage.
That's kind of odd that the Cookie is going for the Dorn's items, but perhaps he really thinks he needs that sustain in lane phase. The Emotions is down here. He's probably just going to clear this out. I don't think Bacons or Venix are caught in any sort of tricky situation. But yeah, the fact that Gnar is going for those items means that he wants more sustain in lane. He's not having that great of a time in lane phase, and Crusader Kitten, he certainly isn't. But it's an issue too because Aurelia scales pretty darn well with items. If Gnar is not going to be matching that, in the 1v1 he's not going to have a good time, in team fights he's not going to have a good time, but look at this.
The Emotions is here.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, well. This gank may not go as planned anymore.
You think?
Chips is level 6, man. He's got that laser up.
Well, what's the laser's name, Crusader Kitten?
Something disintegration ray.
What kind of... No, don't Google it. I heard that click. Life form disintegration ray. Yeah, I'll call you out for that. Yeah. But this gank is not going to work.
Okay, there it is. Okay, so...
Yeah, it's not going to work. He doesn't have his flash, so the body slam wasn't far enough. I mean, the nice...
Perfectly timed pause there.
Yeah, the nice thing about those pauses is it lets you see whether or not they actually have the distance to land the skill shots, but that's a little bit cheap. And you're technically not supposed to do that. Spirit of the rules, guys. I'm sure none of them did.
Yeah, no summoners up there for anyone except for the Ghost on Zud, but won't have been able to do too much with that, especially without the ultimate, so... Captain Nuke once again onto the Cookie here, right when he gets back to lane with double Ruby Crystals.
Ooh, Exceltrix.
He's in a bit of trouble. Zud does have his ultimate, and there it is. So Exceltrix gonna get locked up here, but he may be able to get out of the flash away, the tunnel over.
Wow.
He's gone. Yeah.
His passive and the E from Malzahar just must have worn off. The Voidlings obviously weren't able to catch up because Rek'Sai tunneled away, and he makes it out of there just by burning his flash. But still, I wonder if Motions actually was motionless, because the Rek'Sai, of course, has her passive. She sees enemies when she's burrowed, but the thing is, Crusader Kitten walked into that and just got caught out.
So, maybe hitting the 8-minute mark here. We haven't seen too much, except for that strange first blood that
that was very
able
strange.
To pick up. Yeah, but things have quieted down so far. And just a very slight goal lead over its University. Pretty much means nothing right now. It'll depend on whatever these teams try to play for next. I mean, Dragon is up. It's going to be a Mountain Drake, so it may not be too important for either of these teams, but...
Mountain Drake, oh, it's not a bad Drake to have.
It's just not a... so...
yeah, it's actually up there, I think, for as far as the most contested Drake. Infernal obviously gives you combat stats, but destruction and monster damage is an indirect stat. It's like an underrated kind of thing. It's not actually just damage. Man, I'm so jealous of Buttshot and that skin. I tried so hard to get that Project Ash skin. That is a very nice skin. QQ.
Okay, Siemens.
No, I'm just saying, like, right? If you want to pay me to promote your skins, that's fine, but I'll do it for free right here. I just thought all the news project skins were awesome, and I got none of them. Feels bad.
Well, 6 being hit by everyone in this game now, so... Chen and Crystal Arrow going to be up for Buttshot. Could have some nice global presence here. Top lane, though, we are seeing Z-Motion sneaking in.
And
back.
I don't actually think he's going to get anything off here, but they might sincerely try to just dive Cookie.
Oh, well. Captain Nuke could just do it himself. Already got him down to almost half health here, but it is going to be taking some damage back.
One more hyper proc? Oh, he'll have to take some minion. Don't know if he was in range there, and ours range is kind of awkward. So I think it's like 450, 425. Anyway, we saw Z-Motions trying to go for something there, but it really probably wasn't going to happen because Captain Nuke was so far pushed up. But you can notice by the fact that the Ruby Crystal double buy was the items that Cookie went for, that he's still wanting to have as much HP in lane as possible. And that's why, although he's trading pretty nicely, Captain Nuke is kind of out of mana.
Yep, as Captain Nuke retreats, Cookie is just able to keep throwing out some auto attacks onto him, so it may force him out of lane here. And Cookie will just have some nice time to farm for himself. Enchanted Crystal Arrow going to come through middle, but...
If that hits Rek'Sai, I'm going to laugh so hard.
Yep, but there it is. Exceltrix does get hit by that random arrow, and now they know Exceltrix is up in that top lane, and Captain Nuke is gonna have to back away. This will be bad if he does get caught off. You're forced to flash, and he should have known that Exceltrix should have been there.
I think he did. Oh.
T-Motion's gonna come through there, and there is the rail throw, and the flash in to lock up Kips. He's gonna go down. T-Motions gets the revenge kill.
Kips goes down, but a slight mistake by Z-Motions, not actually landing the body slam initially, and because of that, Zed was forced to flash for it. That being said, they get the kill, that's all you need, and they're going to be able to get a nice bit of damage on the turret. And going back to that top lane, I'm not sure Captain Nuke... I don't know, he definitely should have known that the Rek'Sai was there, but I think he just didn't respect it, and as a result, he ran away. But that was one of those situations where you just got saved by one of the weirdest things, like in League of Legends. And then you just want to go back to your lane and try and fight. That's like the second time that we've seen these guys. And I shouldn't harp on them too much because they're a little bit below the professional tier. They're not actually pro level. But like in situations where you almost get ganked and the enemy jungler is there, maybe at this level, sometimes the guys will think, okay, since that jungler knows that I'm here, or he knows that I know he's here, he's probably just going to leave me alone. But no, sometimes the easier strategy is actually staying there if the jungler works out and you get summoners like we've seen twice now in this game so far.
Yeah, so we're going to see if that actually has any impact right now. So we do see Bel'Kaz tunnels all throughout the map right here. His Void Rush is up if he's needed anywhere. But it's going to be calm here. So 1-1 here. Temple City actually do have a slight gold lead. It's just been going back and forth between these two guys here, but Dragon started by Exceltrix, or did they just proc that? No, he's actually going to start it here.
You really can't do this.
Bottom lane is back at base here, and bottom lane for Temple City isn't present. Arrow in the middle lane going to go right by Kips. This should be the Dragon over to University, but Temple City could steal it.
Or no smite actually. Z-Motions has no smite, and it looks like Exceltrix knows this, so they can definitely do this, but they have to do it fast because they're taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, and there's gonna be might be closed in on us here as well. No, actually, looks like University High School gonna back away, and Dragon still has some damage on him, but they're just gonna let that one reset here and possibly make a play onto this middle lane. The speed boost onto Z-Motions here. He's gonna flash in there. Wasn't quite able to land that knockup though, but they're gonna be able to get the explosive cast, and then again the lockups. Sketch does pick up the final blow though.
I think Sketch's name describes the gank decently well. A 3-on-1 gank in the mid lane. Kips really didn't have anything much to do there. And Z-Motions again sort of flubs the gank, but he made it work, Crusader Kitten, and for that you have to give him credit. For now, it's given Temple City the kill lead. They have the turret lead, taking out the first turret, so they get that gold. About a 1.5k gold lead now for them. And we'll see how they snowball it, because Z-Motions has done a really good job for his team so far with the plays he's made. I just say that... Oh, hold on.
Oh, Buttshot gonna be in a bit of trouble here. He's gonna get sent up, the heal coming through, but Tactical Bacons is the one taking the tower shots. The heal's coming in, and
wow.
Buttshot still alive, and he may be able to turn this one around, flashing forward. Fenix gonna go down, a double kill for Buttshot.
What is going on in this game? That's the second time we've seen a 2v1 dive go wrong for the team that went for the dive, and this time Buttshot picks up 2 kills. Holy crap. Tactical Bacons, you can take a look at his items. He didn't actually have that much raw damage. He had some of the crit cloak. He didn't have the damage he thought he needed, and because of him going down, you have the mastery. Yeah, you take the tower shot, no minions. The mastery giving him 5% off of an enemy, 5% of HP off of the enemy kill, and Buttshot turns that around in a 2v1 situation.
Wow, so after that, a rare Rift Herald take here by Temple City.
Well, why not? You have the pressure in the top lane. Your top laner is much stronger. Rek'Sai was in the bottom lane. I'm not sure if they saw that or if that was just a gut call to go for it, but so far, things are slowly starting to rack up for Temple City.
So, slight leads here for Temple City. And being one of the more experienced high school Star League teams, you can't expect them to definitely use this. However, going to lose their bottom lane tower. They did pick up the first one though, so they did get that extra bonus gold.
To play Sorry. I was just going to say, to play devil's advocate to your experience, yes, Temple City is very experienced. They should know how to continue this lead. But on the other hand, University High School is plenty experienced. They should know how to come back.
Yep, for sure. And Temple City are the ones playing with a few new members. Not too sure of University's roster history, but there are about 3 new members for Temple City's team. However, I'm sure these guys, have played with each other before. Like, they joined a team in HSL. And I mean, it's been a whole school year anyway, so should have plenty of experience here. Captain Nuke. Exceltrix is going to find him and chasing after him a bit here.
So Captain Nuke
posturing.
Taking a little bit of poke there. Had to just run away, though, because he was in the outnumbered situation. And now, turret was taken eventually by the red team, by University High School. So they were lane swapping to take the top lane turret faster. Captain Nuke is pinging it already, and Fenix is probably going to start heading top just to help his team secure that tower. Ooh.
Yeah, and looks like possible engage here. Exceltrix will be caught by the snare, and Captain Nuke does want to go in there. Shield's going to be coming out. Dragon actually goes over to Temple City, and now Captain Nuke, though, he's taking a lot of damage here. He does get taken down, and it was just University High School having a lot more members up on the top half of the map.
That's exactly what it was. You can just send the whole squad up there, take the fight, take the turret, whatever you want to do. Captain Nuke and Sketch, they thought that the route onto Exceltrix was going to be enough for them to start that fight, but Exceltrix was tanky, had the rest of his team there, and they were just fine.
Oh, Kips!
Kips! He was not fine, though.
Z-Motions just really want to take him down after that first flub in the early game. They do, so they're going to be taking a tower here, so Temple City, they get a kill, a dragon, and a tower. University get a kill in the tower.
Crusader Kitten, I'd like to imagine that Z-Motions had a game plan, like just standard gank every lane once or twice. But then when he flubbed the dive earlier, he was just like, all right, screw this. New game plan, kill Kips as often as possible. For now, it's worked so far.
Yeah. So 1 and 3 here, most stats on his team, and hasn't been doing too well after that first blood.
That first blood, too, wasn't actually a raw outplay. It was also partially just a mistake from the enemy team, so...
Yeah. Well, Temple City haven't been making too many at this point. Not too many big ones, at least. Now they're pushing onto this bottom lane, looking to get this tower, and with 4 members here, should be pretty easy for them to take this one down in the next wave or so.
Yeah, I'd imagine that they probably get to the next wave. Captain Nuke is being chased in the top lane, but I think he's going to be okay, and it's a 4 versus 2 bottom lane.
Yeah, this tower is going to go down. So it should be 3 towers to 2. Temple City regain the tower lead here, and will advance their gold lead to about 3,000. And ooh, the cookie does get caught up, and look at that pick potential. The CC down onto the Gnar, but Stephanie taking down Exceltrix, was putting down the damage along with the cookie, and now Exceltrix has to get away though because he is taking damage from the Malefic Visions, but looks like he will be able to survive through it.
Very well played by Exceltrix, knowing exactly how much damage his ally could withstand and how much damage he could withstand while also dishing out damage to the enemy. Z-Motions, what are you doing?
He was trying to go in and finish off the cookie here, flash away from Kips here. He was getting pretty low.
Yep. Captain Nuke coming around. Doesn't have a teleport up for a while. Teleports are actually used on the same cooldown for both top laners, so nothing fancy there. Captain Nuke, what's he thinking of doing? Cameraman, what are you thinking of doing?
Looks like top lane is both completing their first items here. Trinity Force and the Frozen Mallet.
Oh.
And now middle lane push from University High School, so you see the 4 of them grouping, and as you said, neither of the top laners with their teleport, and both of them are actually down in the bottom lane right now, and it was just a small push there from University. Looks like they're going to be backing away though.
As we do have a lull in the action, one of the chat members had a question, so they want to see Moose fun fact. So Crusader Kitten, hold on, this is more important. They are starting this Baron.
20 minutes Baron from Temple City.
They gotta back off.
I mean, they're gonna be aware of this going down. So Exceltrix is in the area here, and Temple City wanting to back off, or they want to engage. Exceltrix gets caught out, and Captain Nuke and Stretch are coming from the side onto Tactical Bacon, who flashes over the wall. Meanwhile, Exceltrix does go down to Z Motion, so with the jungler down, Temple City should feel a lot more comfortable trying to take down this Baron.
I don't know if they can actually do this, though, with so much damage coming in. They're going to go for the fight.
Tactical Bacon is pretty low here, but they wanted to this one around. Life Disintegration Ray is going to go down here and does get some damage down. The Cookie was able to take out Captain Nuke, trying to go in here onto Zud and onto Buttshot, but he just may go down, and Buttshot finds the kill, and the flash forward. Double kill for Buttshot here, looking to clean up the rest of this fight along with Zud. Fenix now getting chased after, should go down, and Temple City find themselves a very nice fight.
Fenix probably going to go down here, and that's going to be essentially the ace. Temple City had a game plan, and that game plan was go for the 20-minute Baron. You have Malzahar, you have a team that takes Baron fairly quickly, and even though they didn't get the Baron Crusader kit, they could fight off of that and have just kill after kill line up in their favor. So they're going to have a larger gold lead now than they did before, and they could probably go for the Baron again, or just try and dance it, bait it out like we've seen. Z-Motion's having a really good game for his team so far. 8 kill participation out of the 10 kills his team has seen. And these items, this gold advantage is starting to stack up in Temple City's favor.
Yep, now 4,000 in the lead here, 21 minutes in. Baron, of course, is still up, and there's going to be an Infernal Drake spawning in about 30 seconds here, so it's definitely a dragon both of these teams want to go for.
The
first one did go to Temple City.
Be Temple City's again.
Yeah.
They have a much larger advantage. You have the Rylai's Malzahar. He has the Marillanomicon as well, so he is at a very critical item spike. And same with Ashe. All of their champions, really. I mean, Irelia is really on the Trinity Force, but that's kind of all she needs. And now Cookie is going to be hunted down by Captain Nuke and his allies.
And Sketch coming in from the side here. Wasn't quite able to get those goats onto that one. And actually, no, it wasn't an Infernal Drake. The icon just looks like one. It's the Ocean Drake, and that goes over to Temple City. Meanwhile, University High School pushing up in the top lane.
Well, Crusader Kid, you kind of pranked us with that Dragon Call. That being said, though, this push in the top lane is no joke. Malzahar is going to be able to have a decent amount of wave clear. Yeah, he should be able to clear this out, and the rest of Temple City is going to continue pushing into other lanes.
Wow, yeah, they're taking a lot of damage. No, Tactical Bacon is caught under the tower. He's forced to back away here, and he will be able to survive through it. And they want to just turn the engager around onto Zud, but he finds one, and they will be now backing away. Exceltrix and Tactical Bacon so low here.
Crusader Kitten, the level of outplays we have seen under turret today have just in this first game. Goodbye, Tactical Bacons.
Yep, it's just the auto attack that finishes off the kill. And bottom lane, the push was coming through, but the re-engage coming out. The Cookie wants to go in on the Captain Duke. The Life Force Disintegration Ray gets a kill for Kips, and Sketch gonna flash out. Will be able to escape.
This entire time, though, Buttshot took the middle inhibitor. Excuse me, the middle inhibitor turret. Totally worth it.
The push coming in from Temple City, they had members all across the map, finding just these small victories that add up to quite a bit.
Also, you see Zud, his calculation. He knew how much damage he could do onto Tactical Bacon, so he went for a kill when you might not expect to normally. This might be Temple City's, honestly. I don't know how the members of University can fight this.
Belchix is over the wall here, but they're looping around trying to find the kill right now on the Sketch. They will find it. The Cookie coming in. He takes one down, and Baron is it anywhere close to going down. Look at the burst damage coming through. That is going to be a double kill for Kips at the shutdowns, and this completely turns it around. Now University onto the Baron.
Captain Nuke is coming. He has teleport. They're so low.
Quite a few members low here, but it's only Captain Nuke. What can he really do? He's going to try to get some damage down, but they immediately turn around onto him. The Gnar against the wall, that's the ace, and that will be Baron for University High School.
I wasn't sure if Temple City was going to get the Baron. The answer to that question was no, and a big, resounding NO as University win the team fight and then get the Baron for themselves. Wow.
Plays from Temple City to go for that Baron, and it's just a little bit of an overreach.
You gotta wonder at this point. I mean, just look at Captain Nuke. He has not had a good game at all. Coming off of a very strong lane phase, he's now 0-4-1. after a mistake like that, Temple City had a massive lead. They still technically have the lead, but it's minuscule at this point.
Well, now they're chasing after Tips here, and he's taking a lot of damage. And Shannon Crystalero, the instant cleanse, but that is just too much CC.
Yeah, that was perfect sequencing. Zud knew that the ultimate from Buttshot was coming through, and then he was like, okay, I'm not going to ult here and overlap these stuns so it can be cleansed. And then he just went for it when it was guaranteed.
No Kips, and that's a lot of burst damage lost there for University. So 30 seconds for Temple City to push in onto University's base. We do have Captain Nuke coming through here, but Baroned Up minions are going to be hard to push up against. It is an exposed inhibitor, and they're going to be going in. The Cookie going to get thrown back, but he is going to be double bounced to get out of there. And look at the line of damage coming. Temple City getting bursted down low. They're still trying to go in. Exceltrix and Cookie are going to be getting into that front line. A double kill already for Tactical Bacon. The butt shot is going to go down to Exceltrix. So 3 members of Temple City go down.
And once again, Temple City just trying to push forward when University completely shoves them back. University are playing reactive League of Legends here. They're not the ones calling the shots, but their answers so far to what Temple City have done has been perfect.
Massive minion waves on the side here for University High School, so it looks like they may just run down to this bottom lane and see what they can take.
Top lane turret is being protected by Captain Nuke, but Exceltrix and the rest of University are coming around. It's going to be a very easy turret. Probably going to go for this middle turret now as Captain Nuke is still being preoccupied up here. And impressive Crusader kit. Now all of a sudden, 27 minutes in, University have finally found the gold lead.
Oh.
And their composition
in their favor. Shannon Crystalero gonna be coming through, but it just lands onto the Cookie. We do have Beyond the Hunt getting popped. Captain Nuke trying to go forward, but University High School are gonna make their way out.
Alright, real quick for Destroy Boy 011 in Twitch chat. So quick Seamoose story, fun fact. Speaking of names and what's in a name, so you know how University High School is a high school?
Yeah.
And I kind of mention that every time because it throws me off every time. There was a time when I think it was like 11 or 12 years old, there was a kid in my church, his name was Coleman. And this stupid kid forever led me to believe that he went to Harvard.
Oh my god.
And I actually believed it because he's like, I went to Harvard. And his parents told me he went to Harvard. And I was like, he's like 12. And he's like,
Harvard
an idiot.
High School.
Yeah, he went to Harvard Elementary School. I didn't find out until a year later there was Harvard, and I was like 11 years old. I was like 12. I didn't ask my parents because his parents confirmed, you know, why would a parent lie? But this entire time, this stupid punk kid had trolled me the entire time. That's why naming things properly is important, guys. Naming clarity.
Okay.
Anyway, back to the game.
University High School pushing in the bottom lane now, and Captain Nuke does have his teleport. He's in the top lane. He just picked up the outer tower here. But the push from University will persist here.
Yep. No Baroned Up minions, though, and the wave clear isn't necessarily bad from Temple City, so I don't know if they're actually going to be able to make this happen.
Yeah, and there's some wave clear coming out here. So University's still going to be going for this, and Captain Nuke is just sitting up in that top lane trying to take down towers, and so far he's unopposed.
Yep, that's how he likes to play. He is a very split push heavy top laner. He can play team fight champions, but he does model himself after, I think, like carries like Darshan for CLG, who through thick and thin just try and go aggressive.
Another Ocean Drake going to go in favor of University High School. Actually, no, wait, that's their first Ocean Drake. Last one went to Temple City.
But it's not the Infernal Drake, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So Captain Nuke, though, in that top lane push, was able to take down 2 towers, and University didn't get anything from that.
It was just an example of your team thinking we have stronger poke and we have stronger turret taking potential than they actually do. Their poke is pretty strong, but without Baroned Up minions, the clear from Temple City is going to be enough. So we'll see now. The next point of contention might very well be Baron, since both of these teams are pretty close in gold. And if you're University High School in this situation, honestly, they have slightly better team fighting. I think Nard, as long as he has his ultimate in play, is going to be stronger. I think to a certain degree, Rek'Sai is a little bit more consistent. Vel'Koz and Sivir, of course, are going to be fantastic team fight carries. For Temple City, though, they're going to have a little bit more pick, single target, rush, and pick potential, especially if they land a long-range Ash Arrow, but it's a little bit riskier, you know, since it's skill shot based, it's a little bit less reliable, and you have to have good vision to make sure that you can bait your opponent into crappy situations.
So we're seeing University High School looking to get the control over the vision here, as just clearing out that way. And ooh, look at the long range arrow. The Cookie gonna get sent up for quite some time, but he is a little bit tanky. He's gonna want to leap over the wall. The flash does not go through, and Captain Nuke finishes him off.
The Cookie hopped, and then Captain Nuke had to follow it with the flash, but unfortunately for the Cookie, he flubbed his flash. Maybe even then, Captain Nuke might have been able to chase. And Crusader Kitten, that 0-4-1 Captain Nuke, he hit his item power spikes. He's super strong now, and he is just going for the base. Who's gonna stop him?
Right.
He's
doing damage to the inhibitor. He's gonna be able to take it here, and they're not gonna be able to do anything about this. Buttshot gonna come through and take the credit, but it was Captain Nuke that got it all the way down, and now they're gonna be fugitives on the run here. University High School gonna want to catch up here. Glacial Fisher coming across. Captain Nuke getting caught off. The flash away.
You didn't want to fight this.
Get popped here, but I think it's gone.
Temple City's close by.
Tips does get that kill. Exceltrix going in onto 2. It's the bottom lane for Temple City. Trying to catch them off. Z Motions, though, is behind them. They're still chasing after Buttshot, though, and Tactical Bacon does take him. They will be turning this one around. Sketch now in trouble. Z Motions looking to just get himself out of there. And Sketch getting closed in on double kill for Buttshot.
What in the world is going on? Somehow, by taking down the inhibitor, the members of Temple City find themselves nearer to University High School spawn than their own. The Cookie's taking a lot of damage, but Zud is totally dead.
But Cookie is way too pinky.
That was not going to happen. Yep. Crusader Kitten, they got the inhibitor, but at what cost?
Yeah, for sure. They just lost 4 members of their team, and now up to University High School to make a very fast response, possibly push down this middle lane, and that's exactly what they're doing.
So there's a wave in the bottom lane. I definitely think this turret is going to go down. Probably the inhibitor itself as well. Because without Zud, that's a large part of Temple City's team fighting.
And now there's the inhibitor tower down onto the inhibitor. This looks like it should go down. Yep. So that's inhibitor. But the engage right after Exceltrix. Gonna be jumping in here along with the Cookie. There's the raid coming up, and 2 of them are stunned and taking so much damage. Sketch does go down, in University High School gonna be pushing, but taking a little bit too much damage. They have to back away. And they will be doing so after picking up a kill and the inhibitor.
The front line from University High School right now is absolutely massive. If they can tank the damage, they can just go for any sort of fight they want, especially if Zud isn't there, and that's what we just saw. University High School, they still have a slight goal lead, but I feel like the pressure, the momentum, just in these past 10 minutes or so has been entirely in their favor. Although Temple City is going for this Hail Mary Baron, and I don't know if UHS knows this.
Teleport in from Captain Nuke just to get into there, and he's going to be aware when he throws that Face Seeker over the wall, or actually sees all the footsteps, but they just engage onto Exceltrix, and he tries to get out, but he gets caught while he's tunneling, and he will go down. So once again, Exceltrix a little bit too close to the site of the Baron, and he does fall, and now they want to go in. There's a stun coming in there, but Cookie's going to be jumping into the front line, as well as Venix. Tactical Beacons on the side. He gets 2 kills here, though. Buttshot is going solo, but he's still alive. The heal coming through. He finally falls, and that is going to be 4 members down once again, and University High School going to continue the push here.
That's going to be Sketch.
Get into Sketch. That is going to be an ace.
And that might even... No, that can't be the game, but...
Yeah, they don't have any minions to push.
Yeah, they don't have any minions. Unfortunately, that could have potentially been the game there. But we saw Temple City.
Yeah, minions.
Yeah,
Temple City.
For sure. Temple City went for a smart idea, going for Exceltrix, trying to start the fight and peeling off Baron. But then they went for it again. But what they didn't recognize was that there were way more members of University High School around that time. And this is maybe the third or fourth fight we've seen, whereas University High School responding perfectly to what Temple City are trying to do, winning the team fight, and as a result, picking up yet another Baron.
Temple City getting saved by the fact that Captain Nuke is able to pick up that inhibitor, and also the fact that they have huge waves on the side lane, so University couldn't push, but they get their second Baron of the game.
I'm not quite certain why Temple City are playing this so aggressively. They're going for very risky Barons. They could just be sending Captain Nuke to split push. We've seen it be successful. You see the wave management. Vel'Koz is currently answering a bottom wave that's very large. If Captain Nuke were pushing top lane, like they could maybe be making a Drake play, but I don't know. Considering the Elder Dragon is so important, and Captain Nuke actually doesn't have teleport, so that kind of nullifies the chances of that occurring. And University High School, slowly and slowly, I think, are just going to start outscaling Temple City. And TC, the more they try to make these aggressive plays when they're in a position that like is already behind in terms of gold, in terms of momentum, they're only going to put themselves farther behind.
University High School now going to be having their inhibitor respawn very soon, and now they're pushing with the Baron empowered minions onto this bottom lane, but Captain Nuke is actually still in the middle, and it's going to force a mass recall for here from University, so they're going to be backing away actually.
The Elder Dragon is very strong, so I can imagine why they're not really trying to go for it unless they're grouped up and have an understanding of where everyone else is. That begs the question, though, what happens now? As far as initiating fights is concerned, Temple City has a lot of ways to pull the trigger. So University, wherever they go, have to position themselves pretty well and make sure that they don't go unwarded into territory that isn't safe. But for now, Exceltrix is leading the charge, and they're just trying to clear out enemy wards. That's exactly what you want to do. Kind of assert your dominance onto the enemy side of the jungle.
And they're all over this bottom half of the map here on Temple City's side, so they're gonna be pushing up once again onto this bottom inhibitor. They've done this once before. Once again, they have Baron and Power Minions, so let's see what they can put down here.
And that could make all the difference. Before, when we saw them try this, they didn't have the Baron buff. The Baron buffed minions are so strong. They do faster damage. They are tankier minions. Although that wave went down pretty quick, they have another one just to follow. They might even try to go for a dive here, considering they have 2.5 solid tanks, very strong front line. But then again, when you have poke like Sivir, you have poke like Vel'Koz, you could also just try and win the poke war.
They're actually playing very far back. It looks like they're waiting for Temple City to go for an engage or something here, because I'm quite trying to get damage onto this tower. So
the Dragons right now, just as a heads up, it's Mountain Drake, Ocean Drake for Temple, and an Ocean Drake for University, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a little bit of sustain, actually, for Temple City. A little bit of reprieve and thankfulness, because if University had those Dragons, their ability to take turrets would be so much faster.
Oh, and look at this. University High School want to bait Temple City into this one here, but Spooky Ghost going to come off. They do find Exceltrix here. It looks like that brush trap didn't quite go as planned.
Nope. Between Hawkshot and Spooky Ghosts, a lot of vision for Temple City. They're going to see that this Dragon has started, and they're probably not just going to want to let it go for free.
It's getting down pretty low here, or actually not that low. It's already down to half health though, but Temple City now looking for possible engage here, as they're going to be taking some poke. University High School getting poked from the Mounsar, poked from this Dragon. Exceltrix still on the Dragon though, and the rest of the team may not be quite on the same page, but they each turn around with the instant plunge, and there is the engage coming in. They're trying to focus on the Captain Nuke though, and he is so tanky, and now it's going to be a massive fight. Captain Nuke on the back line, Exceltrix deep in the enemy team. Temple City, they find the kill onto him, and they may be able to win this one, because the Guardian's Angel did get popped. T-Motion in the back line, double kill for Buttshot. They try to take him down, but he will not fall, and now the Cookie is going to be coming back up. It's a triple kill for Buttshot, and members of University High School are on the run. Kips using this on it, but he will still go down. That is going to be the shutdown there, and now 4 members of University High School are down.
An amazing fight by Temple City. Starting that off, Captain Nuke diving for the back line because he had Guardian Angel. He was going to be safe, and Temple City was kiting back perfectly. The Karma speed boost brought them all back, and they were able to win the team fight 4-0, get the Elder Dragon. But hold on now. Captain Nuke tried to go for the inhibitor, but he's too low. And meanwhile, a giant wave is just destroying.
Gonna die.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not sure if it's actually gonna make anything of this, but it was scary for a moment, Crusader Kitten. It almost looked like it might have gotten hit.
A lot of gold from it though.
Yeah, nice.
Wow, so one of these teams, I mean, they're just going for these big objectives. We see Temple City fall at the Baron. We see University destroyed at that Elder Dragon. So these big buffs not working out too well. These fights around the big buffs.
Yeah, really not that well. So the Elder Dragon in favor of the team with more dragons. That's actually pretty significant for as long as the buff persists, which is only going to be a little bit longer, like a minute or so. We'll see whether or not it actually does anything for Temple City, because at this point, that team fight advantage, that extra damage they get because of the Elder Dragon buff, might be enough to win a fight, a 5v5 in their favor again. Or we might just see excellent team fighting like we saw around the Dragon.
Man, and University High School in that last fight just looked pretty scattered there, and
They did.
now we have Temple City pushing middle lane.
Well, the members of University individually were trying to do their part. We saw Cookie jump in and jump out pretty well. Exceltrix dive a little bit late. That was a bit of a mistake. But the thing is, their cohesion wasn't at the level of Temple City's. So, Temple City win the fight. They have the Dragon. They have so much pressure now that they're going to be able to get the in-hit pretty easily. And Baron in 48 seconds for Crusader Kitten. I think the buff might run out before then, but
Yeah.
we've seen them go for it all the time this game. So, they might just gun it down.
They just walk through, take that inhibitor, and now we see Captain Nuke, that inhibitor. Taking that inhibitor early has done so much for their team there, possibly preventing them from going down earlier on this game, and also getting them a very easy inhibitor take there.
Well, for Temple City now, I'm kind of glad that they didn't just go for the Baron when it spawned, because every time we've seen them do that, it has not ended that well. Well, they had a decent bait early in the game, but so far their actual Baron attempts have been hit or miss. But
Baron is up now.
It's
Both of these teams is hovering around it.
the Great Baron Dance throughout
Yep.
ages of League of Legends history. We've just seen the Baron Dance come and go. Oh, I love the Voidlings. That's hilarious, just seeing all the Voidlings walk around. Have you played any of the new Malzahar?
I have never played Malzahar. I might
Really?
not even own him.
Wow,
And
man.
I own like every champ except like 5, I think.
I've played. I think the only champion I haven't played is maybe Teemo, but I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna do it.
I think
I
I
know
played
what it does.
Teemo because like ARAM before or something.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I guess you have to stay away from ARAM.
I don't own Teemo though. It's only.
Oh.
It's not true ARAM. So for anyone watching, if you gift me Teemo, I will be very upset for endangering my ARAM
Dang.
lifestyle.
Hold on, let me pull up my my league store right after this. So Baron gonna be hovered over here, and Temple City have bottom lane pushing,
No, don't
and
do it.
actually gonna be starting up this Baron.
Don't do it, Z-Motions. What's gonna happen? All right, they're going for it. Crusader Kitten, all yours.
Well, as long as Exceltrix just doesn't go in too early and get taken out, they may just be okay. But the Baron is going down so fast. Exceltrix is over the wall. He gets over, but they do not steal it away. That's Temple City with the Baron, and now they want to engage. Bennett getting bursted down, promoted to the back line, and Bloodshot with the kill. The Channel Crystal onto the Cookie, and they're just taking down the tank.
Oh!
Huge Narf against the wall, but there's no follow-up to go with it. So it's just a double kill for Buttshot, and more kills going over to him. A triple kill as University High School are now on the run. Tactical Bacons does find one, but Kip gonna go down quadra kills. He was able to find one, and Tactical Bacon turning it around. He's able to get the kills. Captain Nuke is left alive, but he's in the bottom lane.
Captain Nuke, like a true top laner, says, "See ya, nerds, I'm off to split push." And a Baron going down to 9 HP, secured by Z-Motions and Temple City, and a nail-biter team fight afterwards.
It's only
But-
Tactical Bacons left to defend, and
Oh,
Captain
he's
Nuke
dead.
is doing damage to him. There's the
No.
stun. He's gonna get the GA proc though, and he has Baron and Power Minions pushing onto his Nexus tower, and Captain Nuke is still around. And here's the Super Minions as well.
I would love to see a replay, because the moment that Gnar fight, or that Gnar ultimate hit, I thought they were actually going to be able to turn the fight around, because Tactical Bacons and Kips were kiting so well. But Captain Nuke just dipped, man. He's the kind of guy to go to a dinner with you and just let you pay the bill. And then he's off to the next dinner.
I mean, he got out and he was able to take down another inhibitor for his team, so
it worked
out in some aspects, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it did. The kind of guy to, like, go to dinner with you, then dip on the bill, but, like, pay for a car wash or something. I don't even know.
A car wash. Wash is like $15.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they went to McDonald's, so it was a fair exchange. Oh, man. All right, 50 minutes, or 45 minutes in. Excuse me, not that far yet. 24-27 kill game.
I mean, if Exceltrix has still had his ult when that Gnar ultimate came through, then that would have been huge. But he had used it early when they were taking the Baron and didn't quite get too much out of it.
Exceltrix?
I'm just thinking about. Yeah, Exceltrix is. Kips is ultimate.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was about to say Exceltrix is ult is a. Yeah, no. If Kips had his ulti, that probably would have been a different fight. I mean, shoutouts again. Temple City have consistently shown impeccable team fighting without having a stronger team fight composition, I would say. Again, not a bad team fight composition, just not as strong.
This is not looking good for University.
No, it's not.
Two inhibitors down and Baron buffed up team. Temple City revitalized as they've been picking up these team fight wins, or kind of the wins. But they won overall because they got the inhibitors and we're seeing the effect that it has. They did just... University High School's middle inhibitor did just respawn though, so...
Well, they might just want to go for it here. Why not?
Yeah,
you have the Baron buff
lose
on.
it again.
Yeah. Captain Nuke still has Baron, so...
And look at that pressure onto the Nexus tower. And the bottom lane minions. And yep, that inhibitor just goes straight down, and now Temple City inside of the base want to go for this top lane.
University have to fight this, but I don't really think they can because there's just no pressure. The waves are pushing in again and again. They're trying to get some poke down.
Everyone has their ultimates up here. This inhibitor is going down low, and they are going to lose it. So 3 inhibitors down. And at this point, I mean, it's very dangerous for University High School.
And the inhibs, for the most part, 2 of them are on the same timer. When an inhib respawns and the respawns are a little bit staggered, you can manage that occasionally. You can come back, you wait for all the inhibs to respawn one by one by one. But when when 2 of them are on the same timer, it just means that whenever the other inhib respawns, your opponent can just pressure that. It means whenever the opponent wants to go for an Elder Dragon or for the Baron Nashor, it's hard to contest, nearly impossible to contest for the defending team. So University, they're not weak in terms of fighting, but the odds and the objectives are certainly not in their favor. If they get out of this one, I'd be curious to see how they do it.
Yeah, this is definitely a very difficult position for them. Next Elder Drake coming up in 2 minutes here. That's going to be another thing at Temple City are probably going to be able to pick up here, so not looking good for University High School after a very back and forth game overall.
Nope. What they really need to come back here is a pick or something, and their comp, it's not as good as making picks. It's not really fantastic at finding out caught opponents and making something happen off of that because they don't really have any great crowd control that's single target, that's fast. They have the Sivir speed boost, but that's generally something you want to see more for a team fight situation. Whereas Temple City, now with this pressure advantage they have, Crusader can, whenever they want a team fight, they just have to click one of their many buttons that symbolizes the go button. It's just collect $200, boom.
Captain Nuke won 6-9 in this game, but he's been making some huge plays, just taking these objectives, and now he's at a full item build. He's able to dive into that back line. He's going to be wanting to take down tactical Bacons here.
So they're looking to try and end this here. The bottom Nexus turret is fairly low. And Ashe has long range too.
Damage on it.
600 range ADC means that she can do a decent amount from out there, but I actually don't know if they're going to go for this turret or if they rather just wait for the bottom lane inhib.
Yeah, this bottom lane inhib is about to go up and straight back down, really. Gets completely bursted down here, so once again, University High School can be very preoccupied by all the minions pushing in.
There we go. They get the inhib again. They just keep the pressure on, looking to get the dragon respawning in 10 seconds.
Yep.
And
Temple City are just beelining towards that one, so...
Yeah. University...
Take it here with little resistance.
They're just going to give it up entirely. There's not much they can do about it. They might try and wait a minute or two, so that way their top and mid lane inhib respawn. But the thing is, I think the timers, the objectives actually work out perfectly for Temple City, since Baron is going to be up very soon, and the inhibs won't be up yet.
Yep. In about 30 seconds, so they're going to have this advantage here, and they may want to go for, whoa, look at that Glacial Fissure though, and they're going to be closing in. Look at that burst, already 2 members of Temple City going down. Buttshot in the back line, getting hunted after.
Captain Nuke!
Still alive.
Captain Nuke is going to try and end the game!
He's at the top lane, he with the teleport plays once again. He's going to on this Nexus tower along with the super minions. Pushing that one. Meanwhile, Z-Motion's trying to delay the back here as the cooking does come up.
Oh my god. No way.
So, trying to take next turn down. He's going in onto Kips, and Zani's Hourglass does come to get Gar up against the wall. The Guardian's Angel does get off while Z-Motion's still on the run here. Like, somehow, have to do some damn power, but it survives still. And that is going to be an ace there, but nothing for University High School.
Crusader Kitten! Oh, jeez!
Oh
the Nexus turret must have 1 HP. The minions are gonna hit it! Oh my god, that opens up so much.
Nexus turret and no buildings left alive for University except the Nexus.
What is going on? This is only the first game of 5, potentially. And it's already a 50-minute plus game with Captain Nuke repeatedly trying to go for these backdoor attempts. We saw University, amazing job to aggress onto an enemy they knew was recalling and just destroys Temple. And Temple is dead. Yeah, this Baron should be theirs.
They're gonna need this to defend their base, really. They have to get down quite fast enough, I don't think, here. Temple City are about to join in here. Channel Crusader does come through. Looks like they may want to turn this around or finish off this Baron, and they will be able to finish it off, and looks like they will be able to get those empowered recalls to get back to base. And their inhibitors are responding.
This is all of a sudden a game that University can very likely win. But this game is going to be on a razor's edge, because I know one person in this game that has one objective, and that is Captain Nuke, and that is get all the way to the Nexus. He is not going to try to teamfight this because the enemy team has the Baron. He is going to try to walk or do whatever he can and end the game here.
Man, what a long game here. And it's the first of the best of 5, as we keep saying here. And now, I mean, this it's
Brian, whoever wins this is going to have a huge advantage going into game 2.
Yeah, like their momentum is just going to be up there.
Like, this is the kind of game that you encounter in solo queue and it makes you cry just based off the length alone. You're like, I'm done with League for the week. I don't want to play anymore. Yeah. But in team setting, the stress that it has on these players. Ooh, blue buff. I think it was secured by Captain Nuke. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. Captain Nuke here, I mean, he's just been making the play so far. That's going to be 2 inhibitors and 2 Nexus towers he's been able to take. Pretty much all by himself. But
that's not good.
On the hunt game pop to
here's his team.
Wiggins, and actually maybe he has the backup 4, and Channel Crystalero goes right through the members. He is very, very low here, and the Guardian's Angel actually sold the Guardian's Angel for the Banshee.
That's smart. It had already activated, but a little bit of miscommunication there, actually. I think some members of Temple City maybe wanted to fight, or maybe just Buttshot was using that ulti for disengage.
Okay. Everyone from the university is down in the bottom lane. Captain Nuke's in the middle lane.
I told you, he doesn't want to group with the team. He's going to go to end the game.
The Baron buff may not be enough to push down this Nexus.
Captain Nuke doesn't care.
He's just going to go straight forward. He is running towards the Nexus. And now the members of University have to back away. They have to get back to base to defend their Nexus.
Oh, he's just going to go for the inhib. That's smart.
He's just going to get the inhibitor. Yeah,
not going to get it, though.
The Dominant inhibitor is about to respawn. He actually just forced all the backs from University High School. And all that pressure that they had going down bottom lane just goes away.
Oh, hold on. Captain Nuke has Banshees.
Again, on the hunt to chase down Captain Nuke. Glacial Fissure to knock him up. They want to take him down. They finally do take him down. And this will be very good for University. 75-second death timer.
That's very long. I'm not sure if Captain Nuke didn't want to flash there because he thought he was just going to be done. Whether or not he thought he could make it out without it. But now dying here at this critical juncture is massive for University High School.
Inhibitor, it's going to fall. Are they going to go for more? Though they should with Captain Nuke still down. Looks like going down to this bottom lane. Top lane has a huge wave as well.
Top lane has a big wave. You have 45 seconds, which is a lot of time to work with. Now, Zud and Buttshot are going to be able to provide a decent amount of wave clear, though. Of course, the Runon's Hurricane on Ash means she does a ton of damage with her volley as well. But Baroned up minions are no joke. So I think University High School might be able to get this turret and the inhib.
Ooh. Some damage coming out, though. And actually wanted to go in under this tower here. They're trying to end the game right here. The Nara sketch. But look at the damage from Sun up the side. And now everyone is here. Kips wasn't in the fight. And Buttshot comes back up. Kips going in, but he gets taken down. A triple kill and a double kill. Temple City just scored an ace and maybe the game here.
The full house for the carries of Temple City. And ill-fated dives after another. The story of this game. 3 Barons, 12,000 tower dives later. Temple City are going to win the first game in the losers finals after 56 minutes.
Such a disastrous dive there by University High School. They weren't all together. Because of that, they lose the game. They're in such a good position.
Why did they have to dive? They didn't need to do it. Oh my goodness.
They just surrender so the Nexus doesn't go down. And that is going to be Temple City with the win in game number 1.
After a game like that, like, you're not going to feel good after a game like that. But what the... Captain Duke somehow was one of the most pivotal players on his team with a 1-8-9 scoreline. We saw how many tower dives, Crusader Kitten? Maybe 4? And Baron fights galore, but an incredible game ends up resulting in a University High School loss and a Temple City High School win in this first best of 5.
All right, so guys, that is going to be just a huge match coming in there for Temple City, game number 1. We're going to be going over to a quick break and then getting back into this best of 5 match. Temple City with the 1-game advantage over University are watching the High School Star League, brought to you in part by our friends at Twitch and MSI. We'll be right back with the champion select for game number 2.